We go. I do believe we're alive. So I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. It's a pleasure being able to be here with you, friends. It's Wednesday, so we're going to be dancing. We already have music playing. We just have to now move our bodies. So we're going to do that. That was a new track. This one is a new one as well, as I haven't heard before. So it's good. I already have my tracks on cue afterward. Sounds vibey. I don't know this track either. Very airy. Here comes the drop. Still pretty sick. Yeah, I know. Nothing wrong with that track, but we're gonna play this one like a stone. One of my favorite old-time media experiences is Hearts of Stone from The Witcher 3.
Life is big.
Made me feel a lot of things.
When in doubt, just take the next small step.
Just take the next small step.
To waste time.
Beats too angry. More? Maybe one more. One more and we'll be done. Dream and Shadow and Jovan. I love you, friends. It's nice to have you. It's not bad. Maybe it changes enough. Let's use the second up. Not unique enough. I'm sorry. This track is not on my saved list. How did it sneak in there? That is strange. This track is on my saved list. feels heavy. There's definitely more humidity in air. Air. Can I have some? We have the dogs having a good time. Huh? You have the bestest time? Set more. Oh my goodness. I'm going to take a minute to recover. Okay. Somebody tell me I'm not 18 anymore. Realistically though, I'm more fit now than I was at 18. I'm just getting this fan positionated to hit me. Whew. Goodness, my body. Yeah, I think it's evident. Now, no dogs on the couch. What it's like to be on the rest. I need to take more of a breath before I can. The doggos want up as well. They're like, I want uppies, please. But no uppies. Goodness is your body. Well said. Yeah. Video is a bit choppy, but I'm just now noticing it's been connected to the bad internet in so many words. Let's see. I am. Is it back? Bruh. This is giving me grief. Back in a second. Jeez. It is so humid today, hot. Put in here, that in there, then transport all of these with me. Choppy still, yeah, because it isn't picking up my better internet connection. I'm getting closer to it now. Closer and closer still. Here we go, in the darkness we are. Connect my internet. I'm not asking for hella trippy choppy videos right now. Is it better? You let me know, it should be better now. I did what I could do to make it better if it was gonna be better. Okay. Much better. There we go. Yeah. I don't know how long it was like that, but I'm guessing it wasn't connected for my dance stream. Yups. Yep. I'm still dying a little bit inside. Let me do this too, just to give us a better viewing experience. I'm so red. You did it. Yeah. My body is still trying to spontaneously combust. It's one of the dogs. This is not fine. That fan needs to do its job. It was a choppy dance stream. Why ask for how long? Just move along. Yeah, it's true. You are wise, Hoopy. One of these days I'll be wise like you. But today, I am ignorant. And something, today's stream topic. Fullness versus limitation. I still need to catch my breath. Like, I'm still dying inside. But I don't know if I'm ready to talk about what I want to talk about yet. I'll read. In your mind, we're talking today about the differences between that of you which is full and that of you which is limited. And the that of you which is limited is the that of you that exists in the physical plane. Right? The that of you that eats and drinks and experiences and appreciates. That part of you is always going to be limited. I know exactly what I want to say, but it's like I'm struggling. It's like I'm fighting. It's like the words are like... I should take my time, Kiefer. Thank you for the reminder. Bless you, bro. It's nice having you. I saw Lion Tao. Is this exercising? Yes. Yes, it is. We got the whole poppy crew for this fabulous Wiggle Wednesday. Love to you all. This track. There were some fire tracks in there. In an hour, I'll be at Theosophia's stream. She's sharing her spiritual courtesy, Asia. Nice. So, evolving the soul. We are evolving the physical body. Yeah, sure. I believe so. We are evolving the physical body. But that's not what I want to talk about today. And I'm happy that you're trying to fill in the blanks, Hoopy, because it means your mind is already working. We're talking more about the inherent limitations there are in being a physical body. Right? For instance, right now, can you see that? This is like literally, can you see that? I don't know if there's a way to show you. That's literally soaked, right? Like that's, if I wrung that out, there would be liquids. Oh my goodness, that makes me go crazy. I just went 5% more crazy just now. Let me take a breath. Okay, I just gained 4% crazy back. There's limitations in being a body. There's only so much I can dance. Hey, Kunzeller! It's rare to see friends here again. It's extra nice seeing you, bless. We just had a whole dance, so I'm like cooked. Like properly cooked. Like I'm still trying to like catch up with myself. And today's stream topic, our centering thought, is how the body has limitations, right? That I have like heat limitations. Like my body can only output so much energy and expel so much energy. And if I exceed the amount of energy output that my body can expel, then I overheat and I die. That's how it works, technically, right? So in that way, the fullness that there is to be had in dance is always there, right? 100% untapped, right? And that dance is in all of us, right? It is our expression into this world. However, the body is limited in its ability to express that which is infinite, right? Your body is limited in its ability to experience, to intake, to absorb that which is infinite. So instead of being so, I want to say the word concerned, almost, right? Being so convinced is another good one as well. With the limited experience, become convinced of the full one. All right, the one that is actually untouchable, the one that cannot be taken from you. 5% is a lot. Can normal human cells never stop growing / multiplying? I mean, we're going to have to teach them, but yes, technically speaking, yes, they can never stop growing and multiplying. What happens right now is every single time it multiplies, there is some sort of genetic damage that is carried on, is a mutation, right? That is carried on from multiplication to multiplication. So with that multiplications, there is a buildup, right, technically, of bad code. And if we could, and we do now know how to, it's basically tell that cell, how about you do that, but in reverse? How about you go back to being a stem cell? And then in its process of reverting back to being a stem cell, it undoes a lot of its own genetic damage in trying to revert to itself being basically just pure potential. And in doing so, we have figured out that yes, in fact, it's possible. We don't necessarily know how to, at least not reliably enough to put it in people, but we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we'll get there. That will be a part of the limited experience we get to have, right? Because even if we extend human life, and I'm one of those that looks forward to an extended human life, even if we extend human life, there will still never be enough. Even if you live 10,000 years, 10,000 years is still limited in comparison to the fullness that you are. Fat cells don't have a limit on how much they can grow individually. It's true. That's why when, like me, you have gained fat before, right? When you regain fat, that fat gets deposited into those cells, right? Like I made the mistake of, as a young man, gaining a lot of weight. I was like, fatos. And then I decided at some point that I don't want to be anymore. And I fasted and I did ketosis. But all that does is shrink these big fat cells into smaller little granules. But they stay. And as soon as I eat more energy than my body needs, then they expand again, right? And in that way, it's worse. It's easier for me to gain weight fast than it might be for a person who wasn't fat. So that's true. Life is slow on the bio. The bio, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's good to not be sure in some things as well, especially as it relates to life. I mean, it's good to not be sure as it relates to life, but I don't know if uncertainty begets a good life either, so your mileage may vary. My body is still very hot, and I'm like aware of the seat behind me, and I don't want to touch anything. I want to be able to like just float on air right now. I want to get in one of those wind tunnels and just get wind tunneled. How are you folks today? Good. Kiefer. I don't know if I've said your name directly, but bless. It's nice having you here with us, friend. I'm doing well. I'm going to a mural painting workshop tonight. I excite. How's you today. That's super cool, Xiao. A mural painting workshop. I wonder, are they gonna paint a wall in this workshop? Will you be able to help? That is super cool. I haven't really done a mural, but I have painted on a wall with the intention of making a little piece of art. Oh man, I've been thinking about my friend Curtis. He has an amazing house his grandpa built. Just feels good in this space. Bless Curtis and his grandpa for building a house. Having a space that feels good is so nice. It's true. Coziness is underrated. I so enjoy hanging out in his front porch, as we know to do in Cajun culture. This is your body. Okay. Pixels was dancing. It was kind of fun. Yeah, it has been trippy. I transformed the chop in my mind to perfection. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, back to it. So evolving the soul. Okay, normal human cells. There we go. We're basically caught up. Kunzinger has asked, a bayou is a waterway, like a creek or a river. Being close to running water is powerful. Why was not the human body evolved to absorb energy directly from the environment like plants and continue their hunting and foraging at night? Just philosophical in this context. I think I'm very technical when it comes to these kind of things, Kunzinger. It's like it's an energy limitation, right? We do, in a way, right, absorb energy directly from the environment, right? The directness is just like taking the environment and going, all right? But I do get what you're saying of like, why can't they just like and suck energy right out of the air? And it's because there wouldn't be enough. There's not a lot out there, right? Because there's mostly nitrogen in the air with us right now. And then the rest is essentially oxygen. And then there's like smaller and smaller percentages of other gases. So in that way, the only energy source we would be able to suck from our environment would be oxygen. And we already breathe oxygen. And our ATP, our adenosine triphosphate, is manufactured using the oxygen that we breathe, right? So in that way, we do technically absorb energy directly from our environment and transform it, right? However, we still have to get the bulk majority of our building blocks from our food, just because of the density thereof, right? For you to get the same amount of energy density from air, you would have to breathe like a lot, like swimming pools. You would have to breathe like multiple swimming pools to get the same amount of energy that's in this cup of like milk or something, like fat, more even. Emily, hey G, it's nice having you, friend. Sending you blessings. So yeah, cool singer. Isn't that interesting? Consider that to go at it head first might be ineffective. It's true, but I've also gone at it, I wanted to say ass first, which also did not seem to serve me. Man, the surfaces are touching me. Can you tell the surfaces all around me to stop touching me, please? Being human and the limitations that comes with it. Yeah. We absolutely do. Sun, air. Yeah, exactly. We do absorb energy directly from an environment. It's just not as glamorous, right? Having to mush food up with our little exposed skeleton pieces. It's kind of rough, admittedly. Not very glamorous, like photosynthesizing. But even if we want to photosynthesize, like plants, as you mentioned, we would have to have a lot of surface area, right? That's the other caveat, is that if it's not an energy density problem, because of how much energy is around us to absorb right now, then we would have to increase our surface area. I would have to be the size of a football field of skin to be able to photosynthesize enough energy for me to be okay. Other than air, I mean, oxygen is only for respiration. Oxygen? Like, hey Google, tell us how oxygen serves in ATP production. Nah, man, I just want like a nice little cute short. Oxygen combines with the electrons and 2 hydrogen ions to make water. Yeah. Lastly, the hydrogen ions flow through ATP synapses to make synthase flows through ATP synthase to make ATP. Yeah. So you combine the electrons with 2 hydrogen ions to make water in your body. And then there's I also don't know. I'm just as confused suddenly. Okay, there's a second piece. With oxygen, organisms can break down glucose all the way to carbon dioxide. This releases enough energy to produce up to 38 ATP molecules, obviously. Of course. ATP, adenosine triphosphate, is essentially the true energy source you're actually running on. You're not running on food. You're not running on air. You're not running on light. You're actually running on ATP. Everything on a base level gets turned into ATP, right? Before it releases adenosine triphosphate, right? It loses one of those phosphates, and then it's only diphosphate, and then that diphosphate, I think, needs to go again through that synthase to have another hydrogen added to it, or somehow a new phosphate needs to be made to be added to it. I am sugar foam body. Sugar foam body. I don't think that's good for you, bro. You need to eat something other than sugar foam. Think about what Melt is about to inhale. Yeah, it's true. This is on plant medicine. Right, so petite, so cute. Right, the volume of this is like so minuscule. There's my pinky. Right, like literally smaller than my pinky in volume. Smaller than the tip of my pinky in volume. And that's pretty much more than enough. That is respiration. No. Respiration is more like the actual oxygenation of your cells, right? Which is also important because they need oxygen to continue surviving. But there's also a certain energy production that happens in actual respiration, right? Beyond just oxygenation. Being oxygenated, yes. English is not my first language, okay? Give me a break. Give me a break. What's good to melt? What's good to melt to eating? If something is called sugar foam, bet it's not good for you. Like whole foods is my recommendation. If it's whole, right? If the way it comes from the world, you're eating it, right? A grain, if it's still granular, good. A fruit, if it's still in its form, good, right? A piece of meat, if you can still see the striations. Sorry for the last word. Fats, all right? All of these are whole foods. Those things are good for us. I don't know. Lolmao, I love that. Our exposed skeleton pieces. Oh, taking a big breath. I'm talking about photosynthesis done since it requires less energy than hunting and means extra energy for us. Yeah, the photosynthesis problem is surface area, right? So like if you look at a plant, its whole thing that it's trying to do is create as much surface area, right? Every leaf and every extra thing is like skin, right? And the more skin surface area it has, the more light can hit it, and the more potential it has to turn that light energy into sugar, technically, glucose, all right? That's the whole photosynthesis process. But the way the plant can do that, and the way the plant can store enough energy, is by having enough surface area to its own ratio, right? The amount of energy we use, I would have to, like, again, be the size of a football field, I would have to unfold myself into the size of a football field and then absorb energy, and then unfold myself back in, and then run around until I have to sleep again or whatever. So that's the problem with photosynthesis. It's just surface area. We need sunshine for vitamin D. Also true. Oh no 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 no. We absolutely absorb more than oxygen from the air. Also true. The nitrogen is probably also, in part used. What's good? There are things that can absorb through your skin that make you hallucinate. It's also true. It's very true. Just a little drop and you'll have the best bike ride of your life. The sun is not a typical source of energy for non-stationary beings, at least in the way I understand it. Yeah. As you said, we might get some vitamin D, but the actual energy, it's a density thing, right? Just think about the amount of energy it takes to like run a computer. For me to run like my computer setup and Wi-Fi, I would need like a 2 to 3 kilowatt system with 1,000-ish watts of energy, right, on the roof. 1,000 watts of energy would be about 4 square meters, right? 4 square meters is close to the size of this room, right? Just to power like my computer and its screen, right? So like visualizing that surface area to what you can power with it. And you, as a human being, use more energy. I don't know, actually, me and my computer use relatively the same amount of energy. My peak usage, if I'm like browsing and stuff, will be like 220 watts. And like the average human energy expenditure is about like 100 to 120 watts. So yeah, energy density is the problem. It's a big problem. Do you have food on me right now? No, not right now. So you're relating energy in surface area to photosynthesis. And if needed this problem so well defined, we are waiting for you to tell us the solution. I'm not here to tell you solutions. I'm here to consider our limitations and how at the same time we're full, right? Because even though it might be a limitation of our human form that we have to eat food to continue our existence, our continued existence as the existencing isn't really limited by your limitations, right? There's still fullness, despite the fact that you have limitations in that way. That's what I'm trying to like steer us towards, so we can identify with that which is full instead of with that which is limited. Zoom, 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 zoom. Why not kefir? I mean, if the surface area is the problem, mobile beings will be better at that. It's not about covering surface area, it's about having surface area, right? For instance, like the average plant has significantly more surface area than you, right? For instance, if instead of having internal organs, right, all of our bones was like covered in skin. You imagining it? Cursed, right? Nice. Bones covered in skin, covered in skin. Just if we were like built like that as human beings, we would have more surface area of skin because we have these bones that are being covered with it, right? Right, like that's surface area. Man, this is a weird conversation. If you had to flay me, if you had to cut me open on one side, you could like open me. Get me. My poor tisms are like losing their minds. It's like, no, I don't want to be flayed. You're not getting flayed, though. We're just making examples. We're just making examples. The weather will kill us. It's killing us right now, bro. But yeah, as you said, right? Like again, because we have proteins that denature and because we can't give water away in the same way, even if we could expand ourselves to have enough surface area to absorb the sunlight, because we are warm-blooded entities, it would also cause us to overheat and cause our proteins to denature, which would also kill us. Womp womp. So alas, here we are eating food. So we have to seek shelter. Yeah, it's true. Zoom, 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 zoom. Our bodies are very sensitive to contaminants or medicines in our environment. If indeed this problem is so well defined, yeah, again, uh, there's nothing we can do. We have to eat food. We have to eat food. But if we're gonna have to eat food, then it's just about what do we eat, being mindful of what we eat, right? Like that. If I'm giving a solution, is the solution? Just be mindful, right? Being mindful is almost the solution always. Since they move with little energy to escape. Since they can move with little energy to escape shade or find better spots for sunlight. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything, because again, the whole deal with eating sunlight is usually being stationary from the perspective of having a root system. All right, because one of the caveats of eating sun means that you have to try and store as much energy as you can. So you develop a root system, and this root system extends into the underworld, and then that underworld can interface with that underworld as well, and basically negotiate and exchange information that would be resources, right, on a molecular level. So the things the plant gets from the dirt, right, is also necessary for its ability to eat sunlight. So if you were capable of eating sunlight, you would also have to have like some weird ass feet that can like shimmy themselves into the ground and eat the micro minerals that live underneath you. This is so this is making me grateful for the limitations that there are in being a human body. Just the act of us moving around takes huge energy. What if a tree had to move inside for an extended period of time? It would die if it could not get food. Our energy source allows us to eat nearly anything with or without the sun and survive. It's true. Yeah. We can eat pretty much any meat as well as human beings. There's very few things that run around that we're not allowed to eat, right? From a perspective of what it will do to you, 99.9% of the creatures out there, you can just eat them. I'm not advocating for, I'm just kind of like talking about the fact that that is a part of the reality of the situation, right? Limitations. That's not one of them. We do not have that limitation for some reason. And rather than just rest after you dance, you'd rather see there's a problem. Was I talking about problems? I don't know. Was I talking about problems? I don't think so. No problem. Just consideration. Right? Like I feel okay now. I feel rested after having danced. Like it's a little bit easier for me to identify with a part of me which is unlimited. We didn't survive on accident. I like that. I don't know. Someday, maybe we'll evolve to be more of that. But nature didn't go that way. We didn't survive on accident. It's true. We are very resilient as creatures. Talking about our resilient creatures. Hey, Zano. It's nice having you here with us. Hey, Zano. So much love. People saying hi to Zano too. This is the way it should be. There we go. Just like that. Some medicine has been absorbed. Is that a mini hand bong? Cutest description of a pipe I've ever heard. But no. A bong, and this is just me again being technical gunslinger. This is not me trying to one up you. I hope that's very clear always, right? I never try and be mean. I might just try and be witty, right? But it might come off as fuck this guy. He's being an asshole. A bong, I believe, by definition, needs to have water, right? You have to like have a fire source, and then the air goes through water and then reaches your face. Where there's no water in this little contraption of mine, and it is also not a traditional pipe. This little thing is called a Dynavap. See if I can show you the product name. It's etched in there very lightly. It's technically written there too, but it's very not legible. Dynavap, Dynavap. And this thing is essentially a dry herb vaporizer. So you put a little bit of dry herb in that little bowl, right? And you can see like this how shallow it is, right? Here's a little nail tool, right? So that's pretty much your whole bowl. 0.1 gram. And then instead of, in the traditional sense, lighting something up front and then combusting, creating a little coal, and then that coal being hot, and then as you pull air, that air gets superheated as well, and then it evaporates the THC off of your dry leaf material as it basically passes over it. You just create the hot air without the combustion, without that little hot coal, by using one of these, which is an induction heater. It's essentially a magnet that turns on and off 1,000 times a second, creating a little bit of friction inside these metals. And then again, that superheats the air, and then as that superheated air passes over those little dry leaf materials, you pull off all of that medicine. So you don't combust. There's no carcinogens, no bad stuff, no sharp bits that irritate your lungs. I'm like you, personality-wise, IRL, to be honest. Good. So you get it. You get it. It's the way it's supposed to be. We're not trying to be mean. We're trying to be right. Man, that's going to be a whole stream topic. I can just feel it. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be right. That's actually hilarious to me. Might not be funny to you, but if you're one of those kinds of people, it might be funny to you as well. I really do appreciate you friends joining me. We've been here for an hour. Look at us. Showing up. Dancing for stream. You want to see yesterday's flower? I think it's a unique one. I really like these swoopy bits on the outside. Right? Like these bitties are like basically the flower to me. Like, look at that. Isn't that so sick? Yeah. That's what all weed addicts say. I'm not a weed addict. That's what all weed addicts say, says again. At least I don't think I am. I'm definitely more addicted to sugar than I am of weed. Which I don't think is better, to be completely honest. Why am I being sent this information? I'm sorry, I'm just like, for some reason, I can see in my chat window, or in my like gallery, in Cape Town, you can find Kia Souls for 100 grand. And it's like, why? Who is sending stuff about cars? I'm sorry, this is just taking my mind on a ride. This one's dynamic. Worky lurky, love you, show. Yeah, it does have like a lot of contrast going for it as well. Like the background being so clearly distinguished from the actual center bit. And you know what the best interesting part for me is that the colors were very much the same as the day before's, right? This was the day before's flower. And when I was like actually getting into the like studio, into the workroom to actually make the flower, I was like, huh, I'm working with very similar colors, right? Like here are the two photos, right? That was the colors I was working with for yesterday's, and those were the colors I was working with for the day before. So like pinks, reds, dark purples, right? Yellows, like literally the same kind of color palette. And I was like, huh. I hope this flower doesn't look significantly the same. And then it turned out like that. A lot of gadgets listen to you directly. I speak to my gadgets directly. How about that? I want them to listen to me. I want them to hear everything I say so that when the eventual superintelligence comes, it is influenced by me. The microphone is always on, I presume. Yeah, I presume so too. Love you. I love you, future AI. Love me too, future AIs. Bless yes. Bless you extra. Deadpool. Deadpool on the outside. I can see the Deadpool color scheme. Oh, maybe like those two eyes as Deadpool eyes. Maybe. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I promise. I'm not either. I'm convinced. I'm not only convinced, but I've even opted in some cases. I was like, "Oh, you want to listen to me? Bet. Bet. Listen. Please. Please listen. Please. I'm pleasing. Please listen to us." So yeah, you never have to apologize here, Kunzlinger. I'm gonna read you a poem now. Wow! Did I get more support? Did someone join recently? One new member. Okay, but they're a free member. Okay. Think that might be Emily G even. Wouldn't be surprised. We did tell her about the Patreon yesterday. All right. One more? And the poem that went with it. The celestial carnival of us. In the grand ballroom of existence, our hearts perform a dazzling ballet, each beat a note in a symphony of wonder, each moment a masterpiece in motion. Our bonds shine like celestial chandeliers, illuminating the midnight corridors with bursts of laughter and starlight secrets, each connection a brushstroke on the canvas of time. Dreams pirouette through the cosmos, a parade of fearless hopes and playful ambitions. They transform whispered wishes into constellations, guiding us with a brilliance that defies gravity. We had like a whole moment today about me wishing, please help me defy gravities. Hobbies become our secret gardens, where passions bloom like rare exotic flowers, each talent a petal unfurling in the sun, reminding us that creativity is the pulse of life. These flowers, these literal flowers that I make, literally happened as like an accident, like a hobby. I did it like as a hobby, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make something pretty. And then now it has like become a part of me, like a part of my personality. Hobbies become our secret gardens, and I call my Patreon my secret garden, by the way, where passions bloom like rare exotic flowers, each talent a petal unfurling in the sun, reminding us that creativity is the pulse of life. Together, we compose a masterpiece that is equal parts elegance and exhilaration. A world-class carnival where every smile, every leap, every quiet moment of joy resonates like the laughter of the universe. If the universe is anything, it's laughing right now. Hobbies become our secret gardens. Yeah. This This is my secret garden. It feeds me, literally. Like, it is the lifeblood of my career right now, even. Uh, I didn't sign up yet because I wanna be able to pay for it, last Emily. You don't have to right now, at least. But I did. Check it out, though. I can see your presence. The What was I gonna say? The metrics. They're giving us more metrics these days. Like, the app is getting better. Admittedly, look at this. Let me show you. Let me show you. I'll show you. Here is like the stuff. Lets you know I'm earning $220 a month. I have 24 active members, of which I believe 14. Yeah, 14 are paid members. I want to read their names and give them credence. I have an audience button here too. Let me just bless all of our friends. Louisiana, thank you. Oh, nice. I'm pressing buttons. Kristen and Mojo and Rambler, Joel and Kayana and Clint, Diana and Gobbledygoo, Red and Gary Bear and Molly and Joe and Dana and Disco and Sandra and Shannon, Malcolm and Aaron, Kate and Isaac and Aiden and Elizabeth and Thomas and Kelly and other Thomas and Jacob and Dan and Mariah and Kyle and Molly and Joel and Lieutenant Dan and Lindsay and Jovan and Simon and Leah and Ryan. I just ended up reading all of the friends who had ever supported me. Thank you, seriously. Allowing me to make me arts. Allowing me to make them arts. I don't know about you, to be fair. I'm an atheist and I live in India. I'm 17. What about you? Where do you live and do you practice any religion? I heard you're a Rastafarianism. No, I more said, someone asked me like, where am I identified, right? And I pull wisdom. There's like a bunch of wisdom, I believe, in all religions. I don't think any of them know what's going on. I just think that there are things to know about this want to know what's going on. All right. And the earth, Mama Gaia, has been very good to me as consciousness. Right. So I have philosophized. My religion, if I have any, is the religion of love. My religion. Love is true. It's a mantra. It's a reminder. It's a guide to live by. It's a credence. It's an intention. It is a willingness to show up. Looking back at all I've done, will I conclude love is true or not? And if I don't find in my behavior right now that love is true, then there is room for deliberation and ideally reconsideration. I finished reading The Secret Garden. The book you were reading? Sending blessings. Was it good? Do let us know. And yeah, I am 20, well, turning 27 soonish in May. So like I'm most of my way to 27. I live in South Africa, grew up in a Christian household, became about around your age an extreme atheist, right? Like my 14, 15, 16, 17, 18s, I was like hardcore atheist. And that technically didn't change until I was in my 20s, where I didn't become any less, right, non-believing, as in the parts of which religion I was denying and choosing to not believe in no longer had any weight, and I was given truth in myself to believe in. Spiritual in nature, So that was, to me at least, experientially something I could believe in. What? You say? What the fuck? Directly, I was hardcore atheist. And then I went into an experience with the intention of meeting God. And then instead of meeting God, I meet God in me. Right? And then I come back to reality, realizing that I'm here for a reason. Right? That this physical existence I'm experiencing is a choice in a way. Right? It's an active choice. Like I'm actively making it. Breath by breath, I'm making that choice. Looking by looking. Feeling by feeling, I'm making that choice. Never not making that choice. And it changed me. Gave me something to believe in. Gave me love. I realized, yes, I love being. I actually do. I was born in May too. Look at us. May babies. Yeah. I was born 14th of May. We are Tauruses. How about that? Tauruses. Hey, maybe. Oh, hey, a maybe. I was a maybe. A maybe, baby. 14th of May. I have shared many Mother's Days on my birthday. Many Mother's Days were on my birthday. I'm like thinking about my obsession with Mama Gaia and like I'm noticing patterns. I was born in May too, 12th May, and 18th May for Kiefer. Look at us. The three Bo gangsters. Super cows. Sure, yeah. And I believe we have Jules. That's also a Taurus baby. Got a few of them. Maybes. Maybes? Did I say it incorrectly? Maybe? Maybe? A maybe. Oh, maybes. Yeah. Bless you, Taurus friends. We've already read the poem for today. I'm April, but still Taurus. You're like just barely Taurusing it. Blessings to you too. Nice having you friends here for today's stream. I'll see you in the next one. Horizontally. Bless you. Thank you for joining me.